How about you, Julie? You asked loads of questions?
Yes, and when I asked the guy where he got my phone number from, he told me to go away, you horrible woman.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said, well, you called me.
Like it. Love, what a tip. I'm glad you're on my side. This is fantastic. Thank you for taking part in our experiment. We'll update you on the results later in the series.
Yeah, cold calls. Very often the in for many a rogue trader. The advice is this. Out of the blue, then it's not for you. Now, some people ask me, what do you do when you're faced with a rogue tree gang who change their identities and hide behind false addresses? I'll admit that people don't ask me that specific question very often. But when they do, I tell them it's very simple. We film them, and when we show you them. There is something terribly exciting about being somewhere you shouldn't be. It's the thrill of it, breaking the rules, blagging it. That never gets old. Even if what you find when you get there is a bit of a letdown.
I've dropped a stitch.
Nadia, what we can see is the lumps of meringue. I think this comes down to the actual way you've introduced the meringue into the mixture. A little bit first to slacken down the creme pat.
But there are some places you should never, ever go without permission.
This was less risky.
It's a simple rule. Off limits, no excuses. And it takes a very special group of people to ignore that rule or even break it willfully. When I say special, I mean unbelievably bad. Utter rogue traders. Yeah, we're on the tail of a group called Evergreen Tree Services who work in Kent and South London. Please, not to be confused with other companies who may have the same or similar name. And here's one of them at work, sneaking into an old lady's house to snoop around with his hands down his trousers. That's definitely off limits. In fact, both the house and the trousers. What have you got down there? Alison and her husband Colin, who was recently diagnosed with Alzheimer's, contacted Evergreen to get some branches cut back at a cost of £1,250. But 30 minutes into the job, Evergreen doubled the price and started hacking away trees in the woods behind their house.
And I said, don't do any more, please, stop. And at that point, the whole conversation changed.
They kept pushing up the bill, adding the cost of removing the waste, bringing the final amount to more than £5,000.
The amount is colossal, and I'm thinking, how on earth am I going to afford this? And then he said, well, I'm afraid if you can't pay, there's going to be trouble. By this point, I was a bit like a jelly. You know, I was just thinking, somebody make this stop. I can't handle this. I've got myself into something I can't deal with. And I said, but I haven't got that sort of money. I've told you, we don't have any of that money in the house. And he said, well, you'll have to go to the bank then, won't you?
And she did, withdrawing £6,500 from her account. But when she got home, Evergreen wanted even more. How much were they asking for in total?
In all?
Yeah.
£9,000 they asked for in the end.
For less than an afternoon's work.
Mm-hmm. I said, I know you've scammed me. I said, I know you've taken me for a ride here.
They're basically trying to work out how they're going to get money out of
Yeah,
you.
they're bullying me now. I would say that was the word. They're being bullies.
Evergreen insisted Alison's husband, Colin, go to the bank, where he withdrew another £2,500. Because of his Alzheimer's, he forgot where he'd parked, so Alison had to go and get him. When they returned, Evergreen were waiting in their van.
When the guy on the passenger side opened the door, took the money, and I said, but can I have you been able to prepare me my receipt, and I want a breakdown of all these costs. And he said, we'll send it to you, and shut the door and was gone.
The receipt never arrived, and they paid £9,000 for this. So, what does tree expert James Pinder think of the work? I mean, does anything they've done make any sense?
No, I mean, he's just literally wade in there with a chainsaw. They've messed around, they've just hacked stuff off, they've dumped it all, they've left stuff there. It's just a mess.
We've heard of 5 other pensioners who've paid Evergreen